ماشي.
Okay. Our lesson today is about a new kind of geometry. في حاجة جديدة في الجيومتري هناخدها اسمها ايه؟ أو kind. A new kind in geometry is called trigonometry. It's called what?
trigonometry.
Trig comes from triangle. Trig comes from what? Triangle. This is a word about what? Triangle. So it's a special math for triangle or a special geometry for triangle, but it's specialized for what? For right angle triangle. It's a kind of geometry. It's a special from what? For right angle triangle. لازم يكون عندي ايه؟ Right angle triangle. Okay, this is right angle triangle here. Okay, this is the right angle. And I named this is triangle XYZ. XYZ. Okay, Mayar, where is the right angle, Mayar?
Why?
Why? It's a right angle. But do you remember the side that opposite to the right angle equal what? Called what?
Hypotenuse.
Hypotenuse. Excellent. Hypotenuse. Okay, now I said the side that opposite to the right angle is called what? Hypotenuse. Leave the right angle. See the right angle دي خالص مالكيش دعوة بيها. Now I have two acute angles X and Y. What is the sum of the measure of angle X to Z? Equal what, يا ميار? The sum of the measures of angle Z.
Angle X.
The measure of the angle Z plus measure of the angle X equal what?
Equal.
طيب خلينا نسهل شوي. Equal what?
60.
No. The sum of measures of all angles of triangle equal what, Maya?
180.
180. In any triangle, the sum of measures of all angle equal 180 degree. Here I have one angle 90 degree. So the sum of X and Y equal X and Z equal what?
90.
Equal what? 90. So the sum of measures of two acute angles in the right angle triangle equal 90 degree. In any right angle triangle, the other two angles, it must be acute angle. لازم يكونوا two acute angle. The sum of their measures equal 90 degree. طب do you remember the sum of two angles equal 90 degree are called what? بنسميهم ايه اللي السم بتاعهم equal 90 degree are what? Are complementary angles. You understand? You remember? X, the sum of measures of the angle X plus measure of the angle Z equal 90 degree. So angle X and angle Y are called complementary angles. Are called what? Complementary angles. So if the sum of two measures of angles equal 180 are called what?
Supplementary.
Supplementary. Excellent. So any angles, their sum of their measures 90 degree are called complementary. The sum of their measure 180 are called supplementary. Here the sum or the two acute angles in the right angle triangle are complementary, is the same of the sum of their measure equal 90 degrees. So قلت sum of measures 90 degrees صح، قلت ان two angles complementary صح. Okay, طيب. Here, if I take angle X, if I take what? Angle X. What is the side opposite to the angle X يا ميار?
ZY.
ZY is opposite to the angles X. So it's called opposite. XY is called opposite. Type. Where is its adjacent? What is the meaning of adjacent? Adjacent means beside. مين اللي جنبها? مين اللي جنب السايد beside angle x؟
XZ.
x no xz it's a hypotenuse. انا ماليش دعوه بالهايبوتنيوس ده، ما قربلوش. any acute angle in the right angle triangle has two names, one of them opposite and the other adjacent. اللي لازق في الاكس ده كده is called what? adjacent. Adjacent. Here I have a right angle triangle. Angle y is a right angle triangle. The hypotenuse is xz. If I take angle x, it has two sides. One of them opposite and the other is adjacent. Opposite, that means opposite to angle x. This is zy. Adjacent, that the side beside this angle. This angle x, this is the side beside it. الهايبوتنيوس برضه يعتبر adjacent، بس مش بنقوله هنا adjacent، ده احنا بنسميه hypotenuse، فماليش دعوه بيه. احنا بناخد التو sides one of them opposite and the other adjacent. Okay?
Okay.
It's the same here. If I take the same triangle، أنا خدت نفس التراينجل كده. Here, this is angle y. This is the right angle. This is x. This is z. This is the hypotenuse. This is the hypotenuse. Now, if I take the angle z, where is the opposite and where is the adjacent, يا Mayar? Where is the
opposite? XY.
Y, this is opposite. Excellent. Where is the
Adjacent?
What?
ZY.
ZY. Oh, sorry, this is the adjacent. Now, I want to make here, I take angle X. Okay. If I make the division between the opposite and the adjacent of angle X, opposite equal what? ZY over the length of the hypotenuse XZ. This is called what? This is called a ratio. The ratio means what? That means make a dividing. If you make a dividing between any two numbers, it's the same meaning of the ratio. لو انت عملتي dividing لأي number أقدر أسميها ratio. Now here, the ratio, the opposite over the hypotenuse, it has a name. ليها اسم. لو انت عملت ratio أو dividing between the opposite to the angle x and the hypotenuse is called sin x. It's called what? Sin x. Sin x. Sin x, that means equal. خليها أظبط نكتبها بالرول الأول. Equal opposite over adjacent to the angle x. Do you understand, Yamayar?
Yes.
Yes. Sin x means what? Means opposite to the angle x and the side, so to the hypotenuse, معلش مش adjacent, to over the hypotenuse. If you make a division between the length of the opposite side to the angle x and the hypotenuse in the same side, in the same triangle, that means equal sin x, that means equal zy over xz. Okay. But if I make adjacent over hypotenuse, adjacent over hypotenuse, if I take the adjacent with hypotenuse, it's called what? Cosine x. It's called what? Cosine. Cosine x. Adjacent, what is the adjacent? What is the adjacent to the angle x?
XY.
XY. XY? No. Adjacent, yes, XY over what? The hypotenuse equal what?
Z.
XZ. Excellent. طيب. What is the remainder? مين اللي فاضل ما خدتهمش مع بعض يا مايار؟
ZY.
What?
ZY.
لا في 2 انا خدت الاوبوزيت with hypotenuse وadjacent with hypotenuse. What is the remainder? I take it with each other. مين اللي فاضل اللي انا ممكن اخدهم مع بعض؟ فاضل عندي
adjacent.
والopposite. Opposite and adjacent. If you take a ratio, if you make a ratio between opposite over adjacent, it's called what? It's called tan theta. It's called what? Tan x over adjacent. It's called what? Tan x. Now you must to keep these rules. Sine x equal what? Opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine x equal adjacent over hypotenuse. Tan x equal what? Equal opposite over adjacent. Okay, do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. طيب. You said opposite over adjacent equal what over what?
Equal x zy
ZY, excellent.
over xy.
Over x, no, not x, over xy, sorry. Excellent. This is about angle x. I want to make the same trigonometrical ratio, but this is about what? This is about a trigonometrical ratio, sine x, cosine x, tan x. I want to make these ratios, but for the angle y. Okay, 1 minute. I want to make this trigonometrical ratio, but about the angle y. Yeah. What is the first ratio? I said it. مين دكتور شيماء؟
opposite over
أهلا ثانية واحدة ميار، مين دكتور شيماء؟ مين؟ ممكن دكتور شيماء تردي؟ Okay. If I want to make these ratios, but about the angle Z here. Angle Z. What is the first ratio? It's called what يا ميار?
opposite over hypotenuse.
What is the name of opposite? Sine Z equal what? Opposite?
Sine
Over what?
opposite over hypotenuse.
Excellent. Equal what over what?
xy over xz.
xz. Okay. After that, the second one.
Cosine z.
Cosine z equal what?
Adjacent over hypotenuse.
Excellent. Adjacent over hypotenuse. Equal what over what?
zy.
Zy. Excellent.
Over xz.
Over xz. Okay. Type tan z.
Tan z.
Equal what over what?
Opposite over adjacent.
Opposite over adjacent. Equal what?
xy over zy.
اوكي مفيش مشاكل دكتور شيماء. Equal what? xy over zy. Excellent, Mayor. Now here, these three ratios are called main trigonometrical ratio. It's called what? Main trigonometrical ratio. For angle Z. For what? For angle Z. Here, these three ratios only are called main trigonometrical ratio for the angle X. Okay, now here I have by the symbols. If I have a number here, the question here, find the main trigonometrical ratios for angle A. ماشي. طيب here I have a right, you must have a right angle triangle. لازم عشان اجيب المين trigonometrical ratio for any angle you must have a right angle triangle. Here angle A, B, C. Okay. Here this side is 5, here 4, and here this is 4, this is 3. Okay, find the main trigonometrical ratio يا ميار for angle A. What is the main trigonometrical ratio?
أول حاجة
Sin
sin
X. Sin. Equal what? Sin A.
sin
Equal
A
what?
opposite over hypotenuse
Opposite over hypotenuse. Equal what?
CB.
Okay. CB equal what? By the number على طول. بالنمبر.
3 over 5.
3 over 5. Excellent. طيب. Okay. Cosine A equal what?
Adjacent over hypotenuse.
Over hypotenuse. Equal what?
4 over 5.
4 over 5. Excellent. The last one. Tan A. Equal what?
Equal opposite over adjacent.
Opposite over adjacent. Equal what? 3 over 4. Here about the angle A. If I said also for the angle C, find sine C equal cosine C and tan C also. And tan C equal by the number. Directly by the numbers. Sine C equal what?
C?
Yes, this is angle C. Sine means opposite 4 over 5. Excellent. Cosine C?
3 over 5.
3 over 5. Excellent. Tan C?
Tan C?
Yes.
3. No, 4 over 3.
4 over 3. Excellent. If you see the trigonometrical ratio for the angle A and the trigonometrical ratios for the angle C, what do you note? What do you note? تقدري تلاحظي ايه؟ في حاجة كده لو انت خدتي بالك.
نعكسنا؟
مين مع مين؟ هنا دي over 3 معلش. What do you do here? The sine A equal to cosine C. It's right or not?
Right.
Yes. And cosine A equal to cosine C. It's right or not?
Right.
Okay. طب what is the relation between angle A and C يا ميار؟ قلناها in the first session.
Angle A and C.
What is the relation between them? They are what?
Opposite?
No, not opposite. What is the sum of measures of angle A and C equal what?
90.
90. So angle A and C are complementary angles. So I have a rule here. If any two angles are complementary, then the sine of one of them equal cosine the other, and vice versa. Cosine one of them equal to sine of the other one. Do you understand? But what is the relation between tan of these two angles? ايه الريليشن بقى between التان بتاعتهم؟ are multiplicative inverse or reciprocal or what? Reciprocal. So if you have two complementary angles or the sum between their measures equal 90 degrees, then the tan of one of them is multiplicative inverse to the other. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Now here in this session, we learned a new thing is called what? Main trigonometrical ratios of any angle. To find the main trigonometrical ratios for any angle, you must find right angle triangle. لازم يكون عندي right angle triangle عشان اقدر اجيب المين trigonometrical ratio هما الساين والكوزاين والتان، عشان اقدر اجيب الاوبوزيت والادجacent والهايبوتنيوس. Do you understand يا ميار؟
Yes.
Okay, that is enough today. Okay, we complete after that. Thank you ميار. Thank you دكتور شيماء. ماشي جميل. السلام عليكم. السلام.